Hello world, I'm Catherine, and these are balls of yarn. And this is a lucet. But this also is a lucet. And this is a lucet. And this is a lucet. And this is a snorgaffle, otherwise known as a lucet. So, what do you use lucets for? Well, you use them to make cord, like this. This little crochet yarn turned into this thicker cord with this device, which actually doesn't have that thing on all the time. It's just a very convenient stopper. But I will not show you on the brown one. Well, actually they're all brown. I will show you on this one because it's bigger and hopefully it is easier to see. So, how do you make cord with a lucet? Well, here's one I prepared earlier, and it's very easy to undo if you haven't closed up the ends. But you don't have to have a hole, but if you do, you put your string through there and you make a figure 8. And you lift up the bottom loop over that and over the fork, and then you turn it, and then you lift up the bottom loop over the working yarn, over the fork prong, and then you turn it, and then we have an actual loop to deal with. So this time you pull the working loop tight to close the middle loop, and then you lift it over the working yarn and the working prong, and you pull the working yarn, and then you turn it, and then this becomes the new working prong, and you pull the loop on the working prong to close the one in the middle, lift it over the working yarn, lift it over the prong, pull the working yarn, turn, and do it again. Now I find it easier to wrap the working yarn around my little finger so that I have my forefinger and thumb free so that I can grab, because this needs grabbing. Or you can just hold it with your little finger, depending on what you find easiest. So, the reason I mentioned snorgaffle, which is Danish for string fork, is that the snorgaffle is believed by some people to have been invented by the Vikings. But even though they have found tools that they think may be snorgaffles, they can't tell for sure that they were used to make cord, because there isn't any cord to check, because it was too long ago and it's all perished. It would otherwise be easy enough to check because the style of cord is pretty distinct. It is square, like that. And you just keep turning and pulling and lifting and turning. And so as to unconfuse some people, I will actually demonstrate doing it right-handed, but I will be rather awkward at it because I'm left-handed. So, again, you turn, that becomes the middle loop. You pull the working loop, put it over the working yarn, put it over the working prong, pull the working yarn, turn, pull the loop, closed, over the prong, over the working yarn, pull the working yarn, turn, close the middle loop, lift the loop over, pull, turn, close, lift, pull, turn, close, lift, pull, and so on. Back to the left hand. Now, this method is known as the turning method because you're turning your string fork constantly. However, some more advanced work is difficult to do if you're twisting everything around. So there's the half turn method, which is you turn, and instead of turning this way, you turn back again. And so you're always working on this fork, this prong. You lift this over, around, and again you pull, and you turn back again. So you're alternating instead of always going in the same direction, but you're always working on this prong. Now, disadvantage of this method is that instead of turning the fork with your fingers, like so, you are turning it with your wrist. And those who get RSI should beware. Now, the third method is what I think I'm going to call the quarter turn method. You see, you have the turn method, the half turn method, the quarter turn method. This one is a bit trickier, but it does mean that you're not twisting it all the time. You, again, right, do it this way. Right, now I'm set up. So you hold it like that. You go under, you go over. Instead of going around, you go under and over. And then you pull and you put it over the prong. You pull it tight. You go under, over. So you're making a figure eight. Pull, lift, pull, under, over. Close the loop, over the prong. Pull, under, over the fork, close the middle loop, lift over the prong, pull, under, over, close the middle loop. This is the most awkward bit. Over the prong, pull, under the prong, over the prong, close the loop, lift over the working yarn and the prong, pull the working yarn, under, over, close the middle loop, over the prong, close tight. So that's the third method. And I almost forgot to show you how to finish the cord. Bit silly not to, but I suppose I wasn't wanting to keep a little short. Anyway, we have a short cord. So what you do is you cut the yarn and then you do one more stitch like that, but you pull it through. Then you turn and you hold that and pull that loop shut. And then you pull the cord through the remaining loop like so. And it's all self-closed. I find that the easiest way of doing it, to close up the first loop while it's still on the fork. Other people get all awkward and start trying to tie overhand knots, which is pointless because it's just, you know, all simple. So I hope you liked that, found it informative. If you like it. If you want more, subscribe, and see you in the next video.